Okay, good afternoon. Today I'm going to explain you the 8th grade review and the plan for recovering next year. So this video is made with the intention of letting you know the topics of the recovery for next year. As you already know, the school year has finished and you have another opportunity to achieve your goals and to accomplish all your homeworks or tasks. So with me is an exam that is oral and written. Today I'm going to explain you those topics, make a little review, and explain you how the exam will be. So let's get into it. The main 4 topics that I'm going to review today and that I'm going to grade you is adjectives, present continuous, comparatives, and superlatives, and simple future. So we're going to start with the adjectives. As we say the description here, adjectives are used to describe nouns. A noun is a word other than a pronoun used to identify any of a class of people, places, or things. So people, places, things in general are nouns. We describe nouns with adjectives. Adjectives describe colors, appearance, shapes, length, etc. So I'm gonna show you how this works. Here I have some examples. For example, number 1 says, they live in a beautiful house. So let me highlight here. So they say, they live in a beautiful house. Here is making a description of the house. So they're saying that the house is beautiful. The house is the noun and beautiful is the adjective. Lisa is wearing a sleeveless shirt today. So they're describing an action. What action? Wearing clothes. So she's wearing a shirt that doesn't have sleeves, a sleeveless shirt. Here they say she wore a beautiful dress. We have the adjective beautiful again. Now they are not describing a house, they are describing a dress. Example number 4 says, he writes meaningless letters. So it's describing an action again. What action? This person writes letters, but these letters don't have any meaning. So it's a description of that action. This shop is much nicer. Here we have an adjective that at the same time is a comparative adjective. That's something that we're going to see next. Okay? So they are saying that this job is better than other. So this is an adjective that describes that. Number 6 says, Ben is an adorable baby. So now they are describing how the baby is. Number 7, Linda's hair is gorgeous. Now they are not describing Linda. They are describing Linda's hair. So, gorgeous. That's the description of her hair. Okay? So this is a little review of adjectives, something very simple. The next topic is present continuous. What is the use or the uses of present continuous? Present continuous is a verb tense that indicates an action or condition that is happening now or frequently and might continue in the future. Yeah, so let's see some examples. Let's remember that present continuous is conjugated with verb to be. Here we have verb to be. Am, is, are, as you already know, we had to use subjects, any subject. Subjects perform actions. Actions are verbs. Here the verbs are conjugated in present participles. Present participles are the verbs written with ing form. Yes, like here, writing, reading, playing, drinking, going, etc. All these verbs end in ing form. And this is describing an action happening at the moment. That's the main purpose of the present continuous, is describing an action that is happening right now at the moment. For example, you say, I'm writing articles on different topics. I'm writing articles on different topics. That action is not happening yesterday or happens in the future. This action is happening now. Number 2, he's reading various kinds of books. Yeah, so now he's describing that he's doing this action of reading and he's doing it now. Example number 3, they're playing football now and they are specifically saying when is the action being doing. So the action is being doing now. They are playing football now. She's drinking coffee, another action that is happening now. And we can continue like that with example 5, 6, 7, and 8. The important to know here is the conjugation. Remember that. It's very important to know the conjugation of the verb to be and the verbs in ing. Remember that for further information, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the videos, because those videos have the complete information about these topics. They have examples and exercises there. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you, on the description of the video, I'm going to give you some links that you can go and practice these topics, and you can do it alone in your house, but you need a computer and internet connection. So the next topic is the use of comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives and superlatives adjectives can compare two things or more than two things. When we make these comparisons, we use comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. So, as I already told you, the use of adjectives is not only for describing appearance, colors, shapes, etc. The use of adjectives is also for comparing things or expressing a superiority. That superiority is called superlative. Okay? Let's check these examples. Here we have an adjective. For example, number 1, angry. The comparative is angrier. The superlative is the angriest. They say he was angrier yesterday than he was last week. He was angrier yesterday than he was last week. Now they are comparing a feeling the person had. So they say yesterday, the last week, he was angry. But yesterday, he was angrier than that time. Okay, for the superlative says, he is the angriest man I have ever seen or met. So now it's not a comparison, it's a superlative, because this person says that he has never seen an angry man like that before. So it's the angriest man he has already seen. Example 2, they say bad. Remember that some adjectives are regular. For example, bad, we don't say badder. We say worse for the comparative, and we say the worst for the superlative. Example, they say, I think the weather's worse than the last winter, and it's rained nearly every day. So they are comparing this winter with the last winter. This winter is worse than the last winter. And the superlative says, this is the worst weather in December since the course began. So they're saying there's no point of comparison with this weather, because there have been a lot of time, they have passed a lot of time since the weather was so bad. That's the mean about it. Like that with example number 3, 4, 5. Yeah, for example, big, comparative is bigger, superlative the biggest. So they are comparing desks here. Your desk is bigger than mine, so they are comparing one desk with another desk. So one is bigger than the other. They are not equal. And the superlative is the same. They say you have the biggest desk in the whole office. So this person doesn't have a point of comparison, because there is only one desk that is so big that the others are not equal. And like that, and you know, some adjectives end with ing or ed form. And for conjugating these adjectives, we don't use these rules about the er. We say more or less, or the most. Yes, we can say more or less, the most, or the least. For example, they say, the film was a bit more boring than I thought it would be. Yeah, so this person believed that the movie was boring. Yeah, but it's more boring than he thought. So he's making a comparison there. Other person says the film was the most boring thing I've seen for ages. Yeah, now they're not comparing anything. They're just saying that this movie specifically is the most boring movie. It's so bad you can get asleep. You can fall asleep watching this movie. And the same with the other adjectives. Okay, so we can jump to the last topic. Remember that this is only a review and letting you know what the topics are. Your duty is to go further to investigate about this. You can go to my channel or any other YouTube channel that talks about English, or you can Google it or whatever. You can review the photocopies I gave you, etc. You know, and be prepared for exam. Okay, future simple is a form of the verb that refers to an action or event that has not yet begun, as illustrated below in examples and observations. The simple future is also used to make a prediction or to show ability, intention, or determination. Okay, so we're gonna see future with will, only with that, because that's what we did during this time, because it was the easiest thing to see. Remember that future is not only to describe an action that hasn't happened yet, but or to make a prediction is also for intentions. So let's check that. Examples here. Number 1, they say, I will write articles on different topics. So this action is not happening now like we did with the present continuous. This action is happening later. We can use a time expression like tomorrow, next week, in 1 hour, next year, etc. to specify when the action is happening. But anyways, if you see will makes the verb future. I will write articles on different topics. Not now, tomorrow or later. Robert will read various kinds of books. So he's not reading now, he's reading later. Number 3, they will play football in that field. So they are not playing football now. They will do it in the future. So what we can see here is all verbs conjugated with will are not conjugated with preposition to. Don't use that. Only will and the verb will. Never say will to write, will to read. Never say that. April will prefer coffee to tea. So, as I told you before, will is not only for intent, is not only for predictions or talking about the future, also for intentions. For example, here, April is a woman and she will prefer coffee to tea. So they're talking about preferences and not actions that will happen in the future. Bob will go to the library tomorrow. Here we can see the time expression, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the future. So we use will. He's going to the library not now. He's going to the library tomorrow. He will go to the library tomorrow. And the last exercise says, we will go shopping in the market this Monday. So today is not Monday. So we say, we will go shopping in the market. When? This Monday, not today. Monday. Let's suppose that today is not Monday. Okay, so that's all. Short review of the topics. It's your duty to review this as you can do it. And I'll see you in January. You'll do an exam like this. A written exam and an oral exam. Each of these exams are divided into 50 and 50%. So I'm going to add up those numbers and get a final grade for your exam. Give you a grade. And if you pass, you will be registering for a 9th grade, okay? So pay attention to that and see you later. Bye.